What's good, guys? So today I'm going to show you 10 common mistakes that a lot of beginner boxers do on a heavy bag, and I'm going to demonstrate how to fix them. So guys, let's jump right into this. Welcome to the ReggieBFitness. Like that? Yeah? Good. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Reggie B. When it comes to boxing, offense and defense is very important because when you see guys, they hit the bag, they're not visualizing the same thing that when they're fighting an opponent. They're hitting the bag and they look amazing, but when they go against an actual opponent, you don't see that same exact confidence. Why? It's because they're going over the same mistakes, which I'm going to show you in this video. So I picked out the common 10 mistakes that you see beginners, and sometimes guys at an advanced, they still have some of these mistakes, but I'm going to show you how to fix them so the next time you're going against an opponent or you're hitting a heavy bag, you're not injuring yourself, and then when you're going against an opponent, you're not getting yourself knocked out. So guys, let's jump right into this video. You guys ready? Let's get it. Mistake number one, approaching the bag with your hands down. Because you see a lot of guys time and time again knowing that it can't hit back, so they keep their hands down while they're throwing, they keep their hands down as they're moving around. You don't want to fall into that because when you go an actual person, that person's going to knock you out because you're not used to always keeping those hands up. When you approach a bag, approach it as if it's going to hit you back. So if I'm moving around, I'm going here. When I throw a punch, my hands are always here at my chin. If I'm going here, if I'm about to go to a body shot, you always want to keep your hands up and never approach it with your hands down. Mistake number two, only focus on power shots. The common mistake that you see a lot of guys do, especially when jumping on the heavy bag for the first time, they're just gonna jump on, okay, good. They're throwing nothing but power shots. You don't want that to be, because at the same time, if the person knows the fundamental on how to block or use footwork, you're telegraphing your shots so they can counter you. If you're throwing power shots at every single shot that you throw, they already know when it's coming, so they're bracing themselves for when you connect that shot, rather than you throwing jabs here and there. Now power shot. You see this difference? Of rather me just throwing, they're ready for it. But if I'm just, okay, pop. That's how you're gonna hit them, because the shots that they don't see is the ones that knock them out. Mistake number three, not hitting the bag with the flat part of your hands. So guys, when you're punching the heavy bag or you're hitting an opponent, you want to put as much damage as you're able to on the opponent for every single shot. But not hitting correctly, you're going to be putting more damage and injuring yourself rather than actually injuring the person. Why? It's because you're going to hurt your wrist if you're not punching correctly, because if I'm not hitting with the flat part of my knuckle and I'm hitting with the front part of my knuckle, it looks like this. So if I'm hitting it from the side, you'll see a lot of guys do, they call them smack shots. They're doing this. One, you can break your knuckle, and two, you can hurt your wrist, because for me to hit hard, it's gonna make me do this. You see how it's making my wrist do this? But if I'm able to put it with the flat part, it's nice and, see the difference? I'm able to dig. So guys, you always wanna hit with the flat part, because you're gonna really be able to snap those heads back, and not only that, knock out your opponent if you hit them correctly. Mistake number four, throwing everything you got too early. So you wanna remember that when you're boxing, it's a time frame that you're doing. It's not 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds of just, I'm going wailing all out, wailing all out. What if the person is able to get past your entire craziness for those 20 seconds? You still have 3 minutes in a round. You want to pace yourself so as the time frame goes on, you're not gassed out and you're able to last a lot longer. Mistake number five, not strategizing your combos. You see guys, and time again, they just throw any shot they want, wherever they want, which I actually seen in the gym yesterday. You see guys doing this, and then, now let's stand up correctly. I just punch down here. This is low blowing. You're not low blowing the person, I'm punching them down here. You want to punch where the stomach is. So I'm visualizing myself, visualizing the face, and I'm actually paying attention to what shots I throw rather than just randomly throwing. Don't random throw, because when you're randomly throwing, remember, it's chess, not checkers. You want to strategize. If I'm throwing a jab, just in case you want to know if he may throw this one, I can counter it, I can block it, I should roll out, I should move away, whatever the case may be. So guys, pick out your shots correctly, don't just throw randomly, because as you pick them out, you're able to set them up for that knockout shot. Mistake number 6, staying too stationary. So you see guys do this all the time when they're on the bag. You don't have to stay right in front. You want to move around, use your footwork. Because if you're fighting an opponent, the opponent is not going to stay in that one spot so you can hit them with every shot that you throw. Not only that, the bag is not going to even do it because the bag's going to move around. The bag goes far if you're hitting it and it's going to come out with your pressure. So for the fact that it's coming close to you, it's going to cut off your shots. And remember, full range of motion shots is the shots that hurt. If I'm throwing a jab and I'm doing this, I'm not able to pop those shots back. If I'm throwing an actual powered cross, rather than me standing back and then I jump into it and then punch. See the difference? Rather than me doing this, you're cutting off the punch and you're cutting off the punching power. Move around and I'm here. Use your footwork to move around and stop staying stationary. Mistake number 7, not keeping your chin tucked. I know for the fact that you're going against a heavy bag, you don't really have to worry about the heavy bag actually hitting you back and knocking you out. But guys, you don't want this to be a mistake because as much as you get used to not keeping your chin down, when you go against an opponent, you're gonna get to that same exact thing that you do when you're in a heavy bag. You get comfortable. So now my chin is up. So guys, no matter what it is, whether you're on a heavy bag, whether you're on mitts, whether you're shadow boxing, get used to always keeping that chin down because that's gonna keep you from getting hurt and getting knocked out. Mistake number 8, not rolling out after a punch. So what I mean by this, you see people when they're on the bag, they're hitting, throwing wild, throwing whatever shot they want, but they're not rolling out afterwards. You want to keep in mind that if you're fighting an opponent, you throw a punch, that person might throw a punch right after or at the same exact time. So if I'm throwing here, the person might get hit and still throw a punch and hit you like Danny Garcia does all the time. When he gets hit, he throws power shots, and if you're not rolling out or backing out of a shot, those are the ones you get clipped with. So guys, when you're throwing or hitting a bag or fighting an opponent, when you're throwing certain shots, you want to move out every time you throw a shot. Mistake number 9, not exhaling while you're punching. So keep in mind, when you're throwing shots, the exhale is getting you ready for the person. If they do hit you, you're nice and tense. But a lot of guys, they don't do that while they're hitting the bag because they know the bag's not gonna hit them back. You don't wanna get used to that. You don't wanna get comfortable. So if I'm hitting the bag, I'm making no sound because just in case, if I punch, I'm nice and tight. Because you see guys throwing wild, like usual, hitting, not keeping themselves tense because they know it's not gonna ever hit back. I don't have to worry. I don't have to circle out. I don't have to move out. I don't have to stay tight. I don't have to block. Don't get used to that, guys. Always visualize that the bag has arms and is able to hit you. So when you're throwing them shots, exhale, just in case when you do fight an opponent, that person does make connection, you're nice and tight. Mistake number 10, switching from orthodox to southpaw while hitting the heavy bag. So you see this very common, especially for beginners, when they're hitting the bag, they're doing, and let's just say you get close, they're moving around, they're turning this way, and then if I'm moving to my left, then all of a sudden, I'm orthodox. But then if I'm moving to my right, then they're doing this, and now they're southpaw. You see it time and time again. Guys completely switching, they're going here, and then they're going here, and they're moving around. Stick with what you know. If you're right-handed and you're orthodox, stay orthodox. If you're southpaw, stay southpaw. Don't switch it up, because if you don't know how to master those stances, you're putting yourself in danger to get knocked out. Alright guys, there goes my video. Remember, practice makes perfect, so I'm gonna expect you to watch this video and then be a pro right afterwards. No, you're gonna have to practice as time goes on. So it may take weeks, it may take months, it may take a year or so. But guys, practice makes perfect, stay consistent. But for the fact that you have these common mistakes in mind, you know when to watch after and when you're doing them. So guys, hopefully you like this video. Not only that, leave a comment below. Let me know how this video goes or what other tips you want me to focus on. Also, don't forget to hit that notification button so you know my next video comes out. It's your boy Reggie B. Like my video, subscribe to my video so your boy can be back. And if you do that, I'll be real proud of you.
Metamorphosis complete.